On a summer morning in 216 BC, the largest army Rome has ever assembled marches out to finish Hannibal for good. Roughly 80,000 men march out that morning, nearly twice Hannibal's number, and by every measure that has ever mattered, this should be over quickly. By evening, most of them are dead, and the shape that killed them is still taught in war colleges and military academies all around the world, even today. Hannibal has been loose inside Italy for 2 full years, winning battle after battle, and the city of Rome has finally run out of patience. The cautious general Fabius had refused to fight him directly, shadowing his army and denying him the pitched battle he wanted. Romans mocked that caution as simple cowardice, so they elected 2 new consuls who promised to march straight at Hannibal and crush him in open battle. The 2 consuls share command on alternating days, which means the army's entire strategy can reverse itself every single morning. On the day of the battle, command falls to Varro, the consul who wants nothing more than a direct frontal assault on the Carthaginian line. The armies meet on a wide, flat plain beside a river, ground with no cover at all, which suits fast cavalry far better than Roman infantry. Varro packs his infantry unusually deep and narrow, a massive hammer meant to punch straight through the Carthaginian center. It is really not a stupid plan at all, and against almost any other opponent in the ancient world, that concentrated hammer blow would probably have worked. Hannibal watches the Roman army deploy, then quietly arranges his own much smaller force into a shape that nobody on that field has seen before. He pushes his weakest troops, Gauls and Iberians, forward into a shallow crescent that bulges out toward the advancing Romans. Behind the crescent's flanks, he holds back his hardened African veterans, quiet, in column, waiting, and completely unengaged. Out on both wings, he places his cavalry, which is faster and considerably better than anything Rome has managed to bring onto this particular field. The Roman mass slams into the bulge, and exactly as intended, that bulge begins to bend slowly backward under the weight. To the Romans pushing from behind, it feels exactly like winning, because the enemy line in front is giving way with every step they take. The line never actually breaks, it only bends, drawing the Romans deeper and deeper into a pocket that is quietly forming around them on 3 sides. On the flanks, Hannibal's African veterans turn inward, and the crescent that bulged outward has now completely inverted. Meanwhile, his cavalry has smashed the Roman horse, ridden the long way around the battlefield, and now comes crashing into the exposed Roman rear. The circle closes completely, and 80,000 men find themselves compressed into a space that is far too small for most of them to fight in. The men trapped in the middle cannot raise their weapons, cannot see what is happening, cannot retreat, and cannot do anything at all except stand where they are. What follows is not really a battle anymore, and the ancient writers who described it reached for numbers that are genuinely difficult to absorb. Estimates of the Roman dead run from 50,000 to 70,000. In a single day, on one small field. Hannibal reportedly has the gold signet rings collected from all the Roman nobles killed on that field and ships the whole haul home to Carthage. He pours them out in a heap across the floor of the Carthaginian council chamber, and the sheer size of that pile speaks louder than any written report ever could. By every rule of ancient warfare, Rome should have negotiated at this point, because no state anywhere had ever absorbed a loss on anything like that scale, and continued. Rome refused, raised new legions, avoided open battle for years, and slowly ground the war away from him instead. Hannibal won what is still called the most perfect battle in all of history, and he lost the war anyway, because Rome simply would not accept that it had lost. And the shape he drew that morning, the line that bends and bends but never breaks, has been studied and copied by soldiers ever since.